Well, hi everyone. I got halfway through making a video yesterday and the battery on the camera packed up on me. So it's been on charge overnight. Jack says hi. Come on, wag your tail. Yeah, hello everyone. I had to go and get the camera and make this video because it's just such a beautiful day. And the fact that we've had an October that's just been sort of like one of those classic autumn Octobers. And you can see with all the beautiful colours here on the grapevine and on the trees, and the fact that the flowers are still out, you know, the geraniums here. Isn't that beautiful? And these. And those at the end of the veranda. And the nasturtiums are still out. But anyway, I digress. I wanted to show you really what I was doing over in the Luniza garden and just how much that's come on. So we're going to take a walk over there. And of course I've got my background music playing. The birds. Not B-Y-R-D-S, by the way. B-I-R-D-S. They're singing away. It's been a beautiful season for them because there's managed to be like a kind of a warmth going all the way through October. We haven't had any frost yet to speak of. So, I'm going to take a walk over to the Luniza garden and I'll show you what's been happening. And by the way, I'm just clearing the beds here. And I'm going to be moving all these perennial flowers over to the Luniza garden. So I've started clearing. I'm leaving some of the nasturtiums in place, especially the ones up round the little bamboo arch that I made, because there's still quite a few bees about. I noticed them over on the flowers on the ivy, which we'll walk to as well and see if we can't get a little shot of them. Look, see? They're still very busy. Now, I've been saving more seed, by the way, which I've put up on the website today. And the seed is from this beautiful Russian kale. And it's actually a lovely flower and a lovely plant even to have in the flower beds because it keeps going all the way through the winter. This is outdoors, of course. And as the frost gets to it, it starts to go beautiful shades of purple. And then the leaves become quite sweet. So it's a really good backup, you know, for juicing or for eating or putting in soups. A great source of all those, you know, iron and vitamin C, flavonoids and stuff that are really good for you during the winter. So that seed is on the site, added today. Okay, put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing here. So the Luniza garden, so you can see now how it's starting to take shape. So I'm working at I'm working at about 3 different corners of it. Right up at the back there you can see where I've cut back the dogwoods. So they're forming a kind of a wall at the moment. I'm going to be taking those down a bit lower now in the spring, but I'll leave them in situ now until about March. I'm working on these willow arches. So this is the sort of bare bones of it, if you like. Very simple to do. There are links, not necessarily on here, but certainly within the website, how to construct these. Quite simple to do. So let's look at what we've actually accomplished so far. Now, we've got this little central area which I've been working around, which I've now extended. So I've doubled the area of gravel, and I've also started working on the gravel path that's coming in from the direction of the polytunnel. And where those stones are, can you see? I'm going to be taking out some of those stones, putting them down a bit lower, taking off that kind of topsoil and extending the gravel to join up, so the path will actually come all the way up to the Buddha. And here on the beds, I've got one bed completely constructed now. So there's all kinds of plants, perennial plants in that. I'll step over this bed here and we'll go around and have a closer look. Everything that I've put in here has started to establish itself really well. And I've got a lot more plants to bring over from the potager beds. So for example, plants like the geranium, which I've kind of cut back but left very much in place, so that's kind of bushed out. And the hebes and the foxgloves and the coneflowers and lemon balm and all kinds of stuff. And you see the soil down there, I've been moving a lot of the dry, sort of dead soil from the tunnel out here. But it's not going to be dead for long because of course I've been layering it with compost and with compost. So there's lots and lots of layers of goodness in there as well, which will give some stunning flowers. Now on this side you can see exactly how I'm managing to do this in stages without too much back-breaking work. I've put down cardboard, and in fact underneath the little membrane here in the path there's cardboard as well. Then I've put the soil from the tunnel down on top of the cardboard, and you can see those green leaves poking out. They're actually just comfrey leaves that I've put down underneath as well. So I'm going to continue with this, putting down cardboard. I'm going to bring the cardboard right up to this ribes bush, bring it round that way. So I'm going to make the bed, it's going to be sort of, it's going to stop more or less where that cardboard is and kind of swoop round a bit, and it'll be kind of very organic shapes, let's just put it that way. Because it's best not to work to a plan, from my perspective anyway, because that gives me more flexibility of design, so I can work with all the, you know, good bits and the bad bits of what's here. And as you know, this particular design is taking into consideration the fact that part of this garden here was riddled with bindweed and also some serious mint infestation. So those are all the little kind of problems I'm working with, but again, I'm thinking back now over the 12 years of being here, and the only way I've managed to get anything done at all is to take what may appear to be an insurmountable problem and break it down into lots and lots of easy, doable chunks. And eventually it all comes together. Now the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is the polytunnel. I put up a little post earlier on during the week stating that the polytunnel is now 12 years old, because of course the Beltona project is 12 years old, and that the plastic on the polytunnel has never been replaced. And I've had lots and lots of questions saying, well, how can this be? How can the plastic on the tunnel be 12 years old? Never heard of this before, etc., etc. And then a lot of questions asking me the brand of the plastic, which I don't know, the millimetre thickness of the plastic, which I don't know, Where I got it, well, I got it here in Ireland. It's kind of bog standard polytunnel plastic. All I can remember from 12 years ago is that it was the middle priced one. There were 3 different kinds of plastic on offer, and this was the middle priced one. So how has it kept its integrity over 12 years? Well, again, the answer is very simple. I wash it twice every year with soap and water. And the reason why I do that is because at the end of year 1, I noticed that there was a green algae beginning to grow on the tunnel, both on the inside and the outside. And I decided that that would be detrimental to the plastic, so I started the process of washing the tunnel inside and out twice a year. Now, the bulk of the tunnel has been done. You can see here, of course, this end bit hasn't been done because I've got the wood on it. Can you see that algae growing? That is what diminishes the plastic. Now, also, I've been asked, have I stretched the plastic, which is to kind of reset it, if you like. Again, the answer is absolutely not. No, I haven't. Why? Well, first of all, the plastic is as tight as a drum. Also, the plastic is well embedded into the ground. So why would I want to move everything in order to move the plastic? There are no points at which the plastic can become torn, because you can see, of course, these little bits of fabric that have been put on they're not the corners, but you know, the edges of the fencing posts. So, it's 12 years old. It's very well protected because, of course, I've planted so much. In year 1 it wasn't protected at all. There was a lot of wind coming in here. I have trees on one side, hence the leaves on the top of the tunnel. But I think that that sort of protects the plastic from the very strong early morning sun. So that's a little bit steamy in here today. Okay. Oh, that's something else I want to show you. You may recall me planting the celery in here and the Brussels sprouts. Well, I just want to show you this wonderful celery. Isn't that fabulous? And that's where I put down the seaweed and the wool. So it's certainly given me a good crop. I should have enough celery to keep me going now for most of the winter. I would say if I take sort of one celery per week, that should be enough. The stones, of course, that edge the beds act as passive solar energy collectors and keep the tunnel fairly frost free. I haven't really had a problem with frost in the tunnel. So things will keep growing quite nicely here throughout the winter. And you can see that again from previous videos. Now, this is what I bought. I bought this, what would you call it? A little bin with holes in it for burning garden waste. But as you know, I don't burn garden waste, I compost it. This, however, is for all the bits of mint and all the bits of bindweed, which I'm pulling out at the moment. and will probably continue to pull out for the next couple of years. So the only way to deal with it is to literally turn it into ash, which then can go back on the land. So this is the second compost heap. The other one up there is covered, if you can see that. Now I was over here before and I heard quite a lot of bees. So we'll just come over and see. No, it's gone very quiet. Gone very quiet. This is the ivy, and it's actually a lovely crop of ivy. And of course the bees will feed on this. They'll get quite a lot of nectar. They're very beautiful, aren't they? These ivy flowers. But anyway, the bees have gone to bed now. Oh no, wait a moment, I still hear buzzing. There's still quite a lot of them around, you know. And this ivy, look, it goes all the way up through the trees there. So we'll take a walk round just to the front of the cottage. You see the colours on the trees. This is Virginia creeper as part of this little archway here. You can hear the leaves rattling about as I walk here. Oh, he's showing off, he's showing off. Just watch him now. He's doing a little lap of honour. He's like a child running about in the leaves, isn't he? You see, animals love the seasons as well. They get real joy out of all this. Look at this, look at that. Oh, you clever boy, Jack. Yes, you are very clever. Jack? Jack? Come here. Come here. You must see someone. Or maybe it's the cows in the field next door. Oh, look at this. Look at the beautiful mushrooms. Aren't they gorgeous? Little toadstools and mushrooms. Okay, Jack, let's see who you're barking at. Or what? He's been barking quite a lot in the evenings recently because, of course, the foxes are all mating now. And the vixen is calling on the hill behind the cottage. Beautiful colours. The beautiful colours of autumn. And over there's still lots of fuchsia. Just gotta, can you see all the lovely fuchsia still out? Oh yes, of course. That's what he was barking at. Jack, come here. There's a friend of mine came up here and he brought his dog with him, Paddy. And Paddy had this ball. And Paddy's a border collie as well. So anyway, in his rush to get back into the car to go home, Paddy forgot his ball. And Jack has taken ownership of it. And he actually plays with this. He pushes it off down the drive. Come here, Jack. Jack, give. What's this? Come here. There. Sorry, I wasn't pointing the camera there. There we go. Jack, come here. Good boy, good boy. Drop. No. See how he plays? He'll actually push the ball off down the drive, wait for a few seconds and then go and fetch it. Come here. That's it, good boy. Good boy. Now. Ready? So he's discovered the joys of playing football. Where's your ball? Jack, where's your ball? You want me to move the ball for you? He's too fast. He outwits me. So I'll have to bring him to the beach one of these days with the football so he can play. Actually, when he was younger, he wasn't that playful, but as he's getting older, he's getting really quite playful. Oh, I see, the cows are on the field. That's why he was barking. Come on, Jack, let's go and have a look at the cows. These are Gabriel's cows. Gabriel's a neighbour of mine. And they are absolutely lovely. They're very tame. Come on then. Come on then. That's why you were barking, Jack. Come on, give me the ball. Good boy. Now. Okay, give me the ball. Give me the ball. I'm just going to kick it down behind me. Oh, you're so fast. Now, do you see what I mean about he's discovered football? He's become a bit of an obsessive football fan. He's bring it over to me for me to kick. Do you want me to kick the ball? Hmm? Are you all ready to run? Gives me a wee bit of exercise anyway. Now, I'll just go around the back. So I've been cutting back lots of the golden Lelandii, and that's what I use. I put that through the garden shredder and use that in the compost loo because it has a lovely smell to it. Come on. Come on, Jack. Good boy. That's made you thirsty, hasn't it? No, we're not playing football round the back. He is funny. Anyway, have a lovely weekend. Although I think today's Thursday, isn't it? Tomorrow's Friday. If I don't see you before, have a lovely weekend.